For 3 standard years, the galactic war had raged between the Altarian Federation and the Krokan Empire, consuming entire star systems in its fury. Billions had died as fleets clashed across dozens of sectors, each side convinced of their righteous cause. Through it all, one voice had consistently called for peace. The United Earth Council formally requests all belligerent parties to cease hostilities and engage in diplomatic negotiations, announced Ambassador Sarah Chun for the 47th time before the emergency assembly. Humanity offers to mediate this conflict and provide humanitarian aid to displaced populations. Supreme Commander Vextal of the Krokan Empire's war-scarred face twisted into a sneer. The humans speak of peace while entire worlds burn. Your species lacks the courage to choose a side, preferring to hide behind words while warriors shed blood. Federation Admiral Kielvar nodded in rare agreement with his enemy. Earth's neutrality is born of cowardice. You claim moral superiority while contributing nothing to the struggle between tyranny and freedom. Ambassador Chun maintained her diplomatic composure, though those who knew her could see the steel in her eyes. Humanity chooses peace because we understand the true cost of war. We urge both sides to reconsider this destructive path. Perhaps, Vextal growled, rising to his full 9-foot height. Earth needs a lesson in the realities of galactic conflict. The transmission ended abruptly, leaving the emergency assembly in tense silence. 48 hours later, the unthinkable happened. High command of both the Krokan Empire and Altarian Federation, in an unprecedented display of cooperation, jointly announced Operation Awakening, a coordinated strike against Earth's solar system. Their logic was simple: force humanity to choose a side by giving them no choice but to defend themselves. Let's see how committed the humans are to pacifism when their precious blue world is under siege. Admiral Kielvar broadcast to the galaxy. Perhaps facing extinction will teach them the value of decisive action. The combined fleet was massive, over 1,500 warships from both factions, the largest military force assembled in galactic history. They jumped into the Sol system expecting to find a peaceful world defended by nothing more than orbital platforms and patrol ships. Instead, they found hell waiting for them. Unknown fleets, this is Admiral Rebecca Martinez of the Sol Defense Command, came the calm response to their arrival. You have exactly 60 seconds to reverse course and exit this system. Vextal's laughter boomed across the comm channels. Admiral Martinez, you face the combined might of 2 galactic superpowers. Surrender now and we may spare your civilian population. 55 seconds. The tactical displays showed what the aliens had expected: a small defensive fleet of perhaps 200 vessels, hopelessly outnumbered. What they hadn't expected was for those ships to begin moving with predatory precision, taking formations that suggested they were preparing to attack rather than defend. 50 seconds, came Martinez's voice, now carrying an edge that made several alien commanders unconsciously check their weapon systems. This is ridiculous, Admiral Kielvar transmitted to his Krokan counterpart. Order the attack. Let's end this farce. The combined fleet began their assault run, confident in their overwhelming numerical superiority. That confidence lasted approximately 30 seconds. The human defense fleet didn't just engage. They systematically dismantled the attacking force with a precision and brutality that defied comprehension. Weapons that shouldn't exist carved through the finest military vessels in the galaxy like they were constructed of paper. Energy shields that could apparently withstand the combined firepower of multiple dreadnoughts without flickering. Impossible, Vextal breathed, watching his flagship's sister ship vaporize under a single human salvo. Their technology readings showed primitive fusion drives and chemical propulsion. Admiral Martinez's voice returned, now carrying something far more terrifying than anger: disappointment. You wanted to see what happens when Earth stops being neutral? Congratulations. Sol Defense Command is just our local militia. The real fleet is jumping in now. Space around the Sol system filled with new contacts. Not hundreds, but thousands of vessels emerging from hyperspace coordinates that shouldn't have been navigable. Ships that registered energy signatures comparable to small stars, accompanied by support fleets that dwarfed the combined invasion force. You called us cowards for refusing to choose a side in your war. Admiral Martinez continued as the alien fleet began its panicked retreat. Here's the truth. We didn't choose a side because we didn't see two sides. We saw children playing with weapons they didn't understand. The surviving alien vessels limped back to their respective territories, carrying word of humanity's true nature. Within days, both the Krokan Empire and Altarian Federation had ceased hostilities, too shocked by what they'd witnessed to continue their conflict. The Galactic War ended not through diplomacy or decisive victory, but because two civilizations realized they had mistaken humanity's restraint for weakness. They wouldn't make that mistake again.